Hello, I'm Richard Raffan. I've just turned this fairly chunky bowl from a piece of a very hard old jarrah burl. It was dark right the way through, so I know it's fairly old. It would have started out fairly bright red, but the older it gets, the darker it gets. And people tend to think you bowls have to be thin. They don't. They don't have to be thin. And in fact, these heavier forms present quite a challenge to make them feel nice and well balanced. And I've always quite enjoyed making them. So the blank, drill the hole. I don't need all that screw. And it's fairly lopsided with that bit off, so just run this nice and slow, feed it on, and then cinch it up. So first thing is to, I don't particularly want any of that, so I'll get rid of that and then see what I've got left. So using a 1/2 inch spindle gouge, bone dry jarrah burl. Just mark the kind of inside of that. Using just to the left of the nose of the tool. Sounds fairly smooth. Well, I can cope with a few little bits like that. Just kind of enhances the surface a bit, I suppose. It's chipping out a little bit at the top, so I need to true that up. I set out thinking this might be nice as a kind of fairly heavy bowl, kind of rounded. Scraper, put the rest on a bit too much. Right, so I'm running up now at about 1500. Long time since I've worked jarrah. Right, comes up too badly. I need to get this onto a chuck of some sort. Go into the step jaws. Should be about right, slightly larger than the true diameter. Because I'm going to take the foot away probably so I can round the whole thing off. So what curve I've got here is now going to be kind of carried through. And round this over at the top. Dovetail that very slightly, very slightly. Right, you get the rest from the other side. That's all I need for the moment here. Forgetting I'm not on a chuck. These are Vicmark step jaws. Very useful if you're roughing a lot of bowls out. You don't have to be too careful with the foot diameter because you've got several sizes which will grip. Right, so now just going to kind of roll this over and just carve it out, and it's going to be a question of stopping when it looks and feels right. Getting the last out of my spindle gouge. It's getting a bit short. Well, I've got a few options here for if I'm going to have a chunky bowl. I can roll this over and then back to there, and then make a little kind of bowl shape on the inside. Get that rounded out with a scraper. Oh, in fact, no, I'll do that with a deep through bowl gouge with a 3/8. And that could possibly be a bit larger, a bit wider as the bowl part. I just need to sand the outside so that when I feel it, I don't have to experience so much friction. One of these for a very long time. Yeah, maybe I'll go with an inner lip like that, but I want it slightly wider. So the bowl gouge. See how it feels as a roughed out piece. That's better. Be nice if I could get my thumb in more in under the rim there. So the tool starts right on its side. Oops, right on its side with my hand there to stop it kicking back. I just feel I have more control with a scraper over the shape. Running through my mind is that what's running through my mind, this is a 35mm, I think 1 3/8 wide. What always runs through my mind with these things is that the old style pattern makers used to use scrapers because it was more accurate than using gouges. Feel a slight kind of lump there. Now coming down across the top, we like a little bit more of a return in there. Back with the 1/2 inch spindle, that's what came to hand. Use the wing just to take that little lump away. Yep. Well, I could put a bead in there. I don't think it'll improve it. Let's see. Nope, too much going on. Too much going on. We've got all this wild burl. You don't really need tizzy little beads as well. Using the big one there, slightly tighter curve on the end. Right, sand that. $180. $240. $320. All looks pretty good. I'll just go over it with the rotary sander as well. Got 240 grit on, I think. Finer. The rotary sander should just take away any concentric rings. Yeah, looks a little bit better, I suppose. So that's that lot done. This does not get anything at the moment because it's got to be blown out. The oil will go in. If I put wax anywhere near it, that'll just build up in the cracks, and that'll look terrible. Now this needs to be rechucked so I can turn the bottom off. Now one of the advantages of having this rim undercut is that I could possibly even put it back on over that chuck, and that's not quite undercut enough, so I'm going to have to make a chuck for that. And I have this old bowl which already has a ring on the inside. Go there, so this will basically be done between centers. It's almost the right size. I wish I'd thought about this earlier. I should have put a just mark center. Would make it all a little bit easier to line up. So I now need some non-slip cloth. Yep, I'll do it. Tail center comes up with a small spacer. I think that should be firm enough. Just see how we go. Doesn't look too far off. Now, near enough is going to be good enough here because heavy sanding will take care of any little undulations. Lay it back down to lower speed again. I can build that up like 1/2 inch spindle gouge using the pretty much the same cut that I started off with, roughing the piece down in the first place. Hand planted on the rest and just squeezing the tool back and forth. To make sure you can see this. Good. Apricot 320. So that's all the turning and sanding done. Now I need to blow that out, and I don't have a compressor, so it'll be done with an ordinary vacuum cleaner on blow, and then I oil it.